Okay, I got 24 questions wrong on a practice online CDL test. Probably some of them I should have gotten wrong, but I took every question, I scribbled notes, and then I re-typed out something similar to the question, if not the same one, and looked them up and wrote down the answers. So here they are. So, when you're studying for this test, you can find online practice tests and do them. Find out which ones you got wrong, study that material, go back, take the tests, and repeat. All right, 1. What factors determine your selection of safe speed when going down a long, steep downgrade? Total weight of the vehicle, length of the grade, steepness, road conditions, and weather. What do you do when confronted by aggressive drivers? Make every attempt to get out of their way, avoid eye contact, and report aggressive drivers. 3. What is the trailer air supply control? The red knob controls tractor protection valve. You pull it out to turn on the emergency brakes. At around 20 to 45 psi, it will pop out. What happens if the trailer is too high during coupling? It may not couple correctly. The kingpin will not properly connect with the lockjaw. How do you test the trailer service brakes? Check normal air pressure, that you have it. Release the parking brakes so the vehicle can roll. Then and apply the hand control, trolley valve. I think a lot of times you may give a little bit with the clutch to see that it holds. But you can double check that. What is an escape ramp? That's the ramp located a few miles from the top of a downgrade to help you stop. Number 7. Maximum leakage rate for single and combination vehicles. Less than 2 psi in 1 minute for single vehicles and less than 3 psi in 1 minute for combination vehicles. What is a converter dolly? Fifth wheel trailers typically attach over the bed of a towing vehicle. So a converter dolly must be used for non-standard applications. A trailer must be connected to another motorized vehicle to be moved. Remember, a trailer doesn't have a way of moving itself, okay? A fifth wheel is a coupling device that allows a trailer to be securely connected to a towing vehicle while having free horizontal movement. Name the suspension system defects. You can have a cracked, broken spring. The hanger could be missing. You could have broken leaves. You could have leaking shock absorbers, cracked, damaged, missing axle positioning parts like the torque rod or arm, the U-bolts, or spring hangers, damaged and or leaking air suspension systems, loose, cracked, broken, or missing frame members. All right, how do you control surge? That's for people driving tankers, okay? Surge is the liquid, move. All right, so keep a steady pressure on the brakes. To control the surge, do not release brakes too soon when coming to a stop. Brake far in advance of a stop and increase your following distance. If you must make a quick stop to avoid a crash, use controlled or stab braking. Also remember that if you steer quickly while braking, your vehicle may roll over. When should you evacuate a bus? All right, there's a bit of information on that I'm going to give you. Evacuate if there is any of the following indications that the bus is on fire or in danger of catching fire. 1. An open flame, smoke, hot tires, or any other indication of possible fire on or under the bus. An object in flames or in danger of catching fire that is close enough to an immobile bus to cause concern. Or 3. A combustible material or fuel susceptible to fire that is leaking from an immobile bus or close enough to cause concern. All right. Evacuate the bus if it cannot be moved to a safe position and it is in the path of other motor vehicles, the path of a train or adjacent to any railroad tracks, a position of inadequate visibility and in danger of being hit. In normal traffic conditions, the bus should be visible for a distance of 300 feet or more. A position over a hill or around a curve where such visibility does not exist should be considered reason for evacuation. A dangerous position related to water or sudden extreme drop. The area of a hazardous spill for which there is need to quickly evacuate to an area upwind at least 300 feet from the incident, or any position that you feel puts the rider in danger because of the presence of the bus. C. Natural emergencies may require evacuation. Try to pull the bus off the roadway from large trees, electrical lines, telephone utility poles, and buildings. Should evacuation be necessary, move at least 100 feet away from the side of the bus, but do not cross the roadway unless absolutely necessary. Determine the safest position for shelter from the emergency situation. What should the floor liner for Division 1.1 and 1.2 materials be made out of? Usually the questions say, should it be made out of stainless steel? And the answer is no. Okay, so we know that Division 1.1 and 1.2 material floor liners should not be stainless steel. All right, hazardous materials transported by a bus. Buses can carry small arms ammunition labeled ORMD, emergency hospital supplies, and drugs. You can carry small amounts of other hazardous materials if the shipper cannot send them any other way. So pretty much these three things are the only ways. 14. What can you see with the flat, sometimes on trucks called West Coast, outside convex and crossover or cross-view mirrors? All right, so for a bus, the flat mirrors can see 200 feet or 4 bus lengths behind, along the sides of the bus, the rear tires touching the ground. Convex mirrors let you see the entire side of the bus up to the mirror mounts, front of the rear tires touching the ground, at least one traffic lane on either side. Cross view. You can see the front of the bus from the front of the bumper, from the front bumper at ground level to a point where direct vision is possible. Direct vision and mirror vision should overlap. The right-left front tires touching the ground. Area from the front of the bus to the service door. All right, so the convex is the side of the bus up to the mirror mounts, the front of the rear tires touching the ground, and at least one traffic lane on either side. For the cross view or crossover mirrors, the front of the bus from the front bumper at ground level to a point where direct vision is possible. Direct vision and mirror vision should overlap, just a little bit probably. The right-left front tires touching the ground. Area from the front of the bus to the service door. Okay, why do we use chocks when parking a trailer without spring brakes? If the air pressure leaks away or down, there will be no brakes. So you have to use chocks. All right. What are the causes of tire fires? Either underinflated tires or duals that touch. Prohibited practices for a bus driver. Avoid fueling your bus with riders on board unless absolutely necessary. Never refuel in a closed building with riders on board. Do not talk with riders or engage in any other distracting activity while driving. Do not tow or push a disabled bus with riders aboard the vehicle unless getting off would be unsafe. Only tow or push the bus to the nearest safe spot to discharge passengers. What are the key parts of the steering for a truck? Steering wheel, steering gearbox, pitman arm, drag link, steering ring knuckle, spindle, tie rod, steering arms, steering wheel shaft. You know, the steering wheel goes down to the steering gearbox, and I think that connects to the pitman arm, the drag link, with the steering ring knuckle, the spindle to the with the tie rod and the steering arms, and the steering wheel shaft. All right, what are situations where legal maximum weights are not safe? Either in bad weather or in the mountains. What types of fires are BC extinguishers used for? Well, I can tell you they're not good for wood, paper, or cloth. I think some of those extinguishers are carbon dioxide. They're used for fires whose fuel is flammable or combustible liquid or gas. So, you know, you have solid, liquid, or gas. That's sort of A, B, C. And BC is the liquid or gas. Maybe that makes sense. All right. 21. Name 2 reasons you should take special care when driving tank vehicles. They have a high center of gravity and liquid movement. I mean, just think, liquid is the same item throughout from the bottom to the top. So you can't just put the heaviest stuff at the bottom and the lightest stuff at the top because it's all the same stuff. So liquid will have a higher center of gravity. That's just sort of, I think, common sense. And the liquid sloshing back and forth, that much liquid's going to cause you problems. All right, when can you safely remove the radiator cap on a truck? Never remove the radiator cap or any part of the pressurized system until the system has cooled. If you can touch the radiator cap with your bare hand, it is probably cool enough to open. What do you visually check when coupling? That you have no space between the upper and lower fifth wheel, and the locking jaws should close on the kingpin. All right, name 4 things related to cargo driver responsibility. You should inspect your cargo. Recognize overloads and poorly balanced weight. Knowing your cargo is properly secured and does not obscure your view ahead or to the side. Also, knowing your cargo does not restrict your access to emergency equipment. All right, thank you.